we posted every Friday. See them corn emojis, then you know a nigga wildin'. Jaded Gemini.
And I will admit, we did come off harsh. We did, because we didn't know them. Like, y'all could go back and look, we did not really follow this podcast. But we did predict this was going to happen. We did predict, because of Trisha Paytas' patterns of getting in while it's hot, collecting information, and then blasting it.
I knew that about
We
her.
knew that this was going to inevitably happen here. Now, does not mean Ethan is 100% not guilty himself, because we about to get into that also. No, sir.
Ethan Budden.
Right, Ethan Budden. Ethan Joe Budden number 2 over here. He's not innocent, okay? But
Oh boy.
we're gonna watch. Somebody actually was so nice. Who is this? IDK Rachel Swag. Go ahead. Do you, boo? They actually composed a little 6-minute video of the first time they ever fought on Frenemies, which is what we reacted to back in the day. And now that we know what's going on, we're going to react to it now. And they also add on the new argument. So, unfortunately, they're arguing about the same thing. They're arguing about percentages and money. So, this could have been, like we said with Rur and Murr, this could have been avoided.
They're also arguing about, because every time her trigger is the same thing.
We're going to get into those triggers, too.
Yeah,
Thanks for bringing that up.
she always blames that mental health shit. And I remember that's what people were mad at about when
in our initial video.
I was saying something about his eyebrows. They're like, he's got Tourette's. I'm like, dang, I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. I was like,
Ethan, I don't care if you have Tourette's, Ethan. You still said, I don't give a
multiple times.
All right, and then they were like, Trisha's got all this. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know. My bad. But Trish, just because you're talking fast, you still said and did a whole bunch of weird. You still did all that shit. I don't care. So those were my formulated opinions. I just looked up the people, and you know this place, as soon as you look up them, their bad it comes up.
Yeah.
And honestly, they do like every week. And then we started just noticing every time there was some bullshit, Trish was there.
Yes.
And nobody held her accountable because of mental health.
Right.
So.
And the fact that, and I said this on my Tried Tea last week, I feel like people are so quick to make people... Okay, I'm gonna just be blunt. I'm gonna be blunt because I was blunt every other time I was talking about Trisha. So I feel like in 2021, can we please stop falling for the crying white woman shtick? Like, it worked for her for a while, crying on the kitchen, whatever. But
Isn't she trans? Isn't she not?
It doesn't. Okay, the crying white person shtick. Can we end that? Like, can we end that, please?
Okay.
Please. Because it's like, why are we treating people like heroes that constantly sash themselves as victims? Gabby Hanna, like, since y'all like talking about her so much, I don't know why y'all like talking about the white side of YouTube so much, because it's so petty. Y'all are all low-key, undercover bigots and racists. Like, you all say, like, come on, bruh. It's just so crazy to me how with that sector of YouTube, that is just like brushed away, and the biggest problems are like catty bullshit.
I don't even deal with brushing it away because I'm a realist, bro. People say they make mistakes, whatever. My problem with it is the excuse every time is, oh, that was 2012, man. That was way back. I'm like, that was in 4K. What the fuck are you talking about?
You know,
60 frames a second. Like,
I was gonna save this, but I'm just gonna show this really quick. Because I was gonna save this because you'll see why. But this was this year of her doing brown face. Like, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. And even the comments are just like, bruh, this is why my freaking shade is always out. Girl, same. You can't do this. People talking about brown skin girl. Talking about, I think she's cosplaying Princess Jasmine, but why she made her skin darker?
That comment right above there is the problem. I'm sorry.
This is the problem.
That's the problem.
And this
right
is why
there,
I told y'all I don't do it on
problem.
TikTok, because you're low-key giving white people the green light to continue to do this type of weird crap.
But coming from the same
and
person,
then her, again, trying to market the fact that she has BPD. Yeah. Borderlines thinking everyone in their life will abandon it. Like, come on,
No, but coming from the same person that will take every ounce of any excuse that they can use for somebody making a mistake. That's why I had to clarify. Isn't she trans? Aren't they?
Because she's non-binary.
Okay,
apparently.
true.
Non-married.
Why should people have to walk on eggshells talking about a bigot?
Right.
To not offend them when they don't even care about offending your ass?
No, they don't.
So what the f*** about?
I don't know,
Why
but
do
let's
I gotta pull out the special yellow carpet for you? Why?
let's get into this because I feel like we're jumping around a little bit.
Nah, just a couple disclaimers. That's all that was.
But I did just want to show y'all that picture since we were talking about it. I mean, it's what it is.
And you know, some people, people send their little lap dogs, so you gotta address first, like.
Oh, bro, and if
60
you guys want to go
seconds,
see
like,
and all the other racist stuff that Trisha has done, go and look at our Trisha video on our channel where we say Trisha's guilty, Shane's guilty, and Jeffrey is guilty. All you do is just play musical chairs of who you want to hold accountable when it's convenient for you, and all you do is date your way into clout. What did you do with David? You dated Jason, and then when that dried up, you freaking left. What are you doing here? You're dating Ethan's brother-in-law that you just took that racist-ass picture with. And then what does Ethan do? He tries to virtue signal and call the Jewish card all the time. Bro, y'all, you do racist. Like, come on. Like,
bro,
come on,
we're not
dude.
even going to talk about that shit, bro. Like, come on, dog. You are...
Like, I'm not trying to justify what Trisha said. Again, like, that's what she does, bro. I don't know why people act like she... And it's just, I told you, I think it's because when people are memes, they try to go light. Like, Lovely Peaches, her, like, Roland Ray. People tend to protect people who are memes because they like saving them in their camera roll and they don't want to let it go.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what I think is going on, but... They so funny for that.
You are
to every single person.
hungry. You so are.
No, I'm not.
When we were going to be 50-50 on the show originally, okay, here's weaponizing, saying stuff that's not
No,
on the
I gave
table.
you the most
Then
generous
you
deal.
came back 5
Go
minutes
ahead.
later and said, actually, 45 on 45,
Yeah.
55, and
Yeah.
I'm like, and you said to pay everyone, okay, cool, I get that, cool. But then to be like, and I'm just going to keep all the highlights for costs or whatever, okay?
Yeah.
How
Can you
about...
pause it real quick? We
What?
can't chop this up too much because there's a lot to go over here, but isn't it real ironic how everybody was saying, oh, she just talks fast when she's stressed out, bro? But whenever people are trying to do that pity party, they have a whole different aura going on. They not talking fast. They'll tell you they stressed out too.
Right.
And still won't even be talking fast. So don't even, oh, they weren't stressed here. Nah. Muff tell you how they feeling. Weird, man.
It's weird because right here she just talks straight out like she's very aware of her deal.
Yeah.
Like she's very aware of her deal.
Clearly.
And she even mentioned the crew. I forgot, y'all. That's going to come up a lot is the crew thing. Y'all want us to slow it down. I can't slow this down because it's going to take way too long. But I'm telling y'all, we're not being messy for those few people that wanted to come on the last one and be like, y'all are trying to pick apart the way she talked. Like, no, you're going to see the difference of her talking right here and when she talks to Ethan when she's actually upset. Because I'm aware that Trisha is a troll. That's how she's been able to make it so far. When she did that little blackface that we just saw, notice how she only tanned to a certain limit. Like, I get what she's doing, bruh. Like, I get it from, like, a PR perspective or whatever. But I could also tell when people are dead ass. The next one, she was dead ass. Ethan was dead ass caught off guard that she was done this time. But...
I said drugs last time. That's why I thought she talked fast. And I'm looking at her pupils right there. And I'm just like...
Nah, I feel like the reason why fast in this one is because this is the first time she's been in an active argument on air. And she's on, like, full defense clause out. Like, it makes sense.
What? Like, just recoup.
We spent $50,000 on this set.
Recoup
We have
it.
a full set of guys that are working
So that's
all around the
5%
clock.
of our podcast.
And I literally, and you get 45%. That seems like a great.
Of the highlights.
The
I don't
highlights
care.
is nothing.
I don't care. I'm just saying.
It's just really annoying to crunch the numbers
Okay,
for a couple
alright.
$100. I mean, higher. Why would I ask you about people that?
That's a whole lie. A couple $100. I feel like he's saying it's a couple hundred. And this is why I was trying to tell you earlier, and me and you had a disagreement. He admitted he uses the Frenemies highlights specifically to pay the crew. That's why there's only $100 left.
I think he uses that to pay the crew for their additional work because nobody's taking on the assignment of extra work without extra money, especially dealing with this mother right there.
What if I told you it wasn't an extra assignment and that was part of your job now because you work for H3 Production? You work for this production. When you work for the OWN network, you might be shooting on Ayanla and then you're going to go shoot for, I don't know, 24 to life for a little bit. Like, but you're still part of that. It's not extra work.
In brief-
that is your job.
In brief,
Like,
my rebuttal to what you just said would be, if that's now my assignment, you need to relinquish me of one of my previous former assignments because I am only in person, and just because you take on another responsibility, I don't grow another farm.
Okay, so what if I were to tell you that the production don't care? They want to work.
I don't think you would do that in this circumstance. I would call your bluff if I was one of his staff, because he hired people he trusted clearly, because he's seeing through Trisha's bullshit.
Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is, though, when it comes to money, like when your boss says, hey, you want to work some OT? I doubt they'd be like, no.
OT comes with OM. Over
Do
money.
you get what I'm saying? I mean, me and Daniel try to talk about it. We can't see eye to eye with this. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Ethan is using the Frenemies podcast to the highlights solely to pay the crew? And do you think that when you are part of a production company, you produce what that company tells you to produce regardless? I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. But here, we gonna finish what they talking about.
Alright.
Because it's Frenemies and you take the budget for paying the crew. That's what you told me. You take highlights, you take 5% to pay the crew.
No,
so why don't I get any input on the crew or what we do?
These are employees of our
So why are you
production
taking
company.
highlights and 5% of Frenemies? You told me that it was to pay them, that they could be
It's
working.
for production costs.
Okay, but you told me
It's for
at the
production
beginning.
costs.
You told me at the beginning it's like they could be working on other things. So I made that argument too. I'm like, well, they're already H3. Oh, they could be working on other things. So I'm like, okay, in that
It's for
case.
production costs. I take 5% extra.
Why the fuck did she have
my
him
thing.
having this conversation?
Right, on air. That's why we call him Joe Budden 2.0, because I'm not going to sit here and act like bruh did not give her a show. You gave her 45% and then you're paying your staff with the 5. That's while you're getting 50. That's Trisha, you're dumb because your ass was over here on social media bragging about how Frenemies is just play money to you and it's whatever. Now you want to come out here, now you really thinking like, because I'm not going to sit here and act like Frenemies isn't making bank. That's like a big podcast financially.
What I'm saying though is, if that's a deal, it's not a deal for her, because like he said, she didn't buy the set. She just shows up. She doesn't have to worry about the highlights. She doesn't even have to get the shit. She doesn't have to worry about who's on time, who's getting paid. She shows up and gets 45%.
Rur and Murr.
Rur and Murr. That's exactly what I said. Trisha Murr.
Trisha Murr. What Trisha is asking for, I want y'all to think about what she's really asking for. Because think about it. Like how I said earlier, if your boss hits you up with OT, I'm going to be like, I want my money. Now listen, think about it. You literally want somebody to have all of those pressures part-time just so they can be a yes man to you. Because you feel like the other cast are being yes men to Ethan when your boyfriend sits with the crew and be keying with them. Because she didn't even start going off. They didn't show it in this clip here. But she didn't even start going off until Ethan offered one of the crew a slice of pizza. And it just set her off. Like, bruh, y'all are too buddy type. Like, why don't you just invite some of your homegirls onto the show? Oh, yeah, that's right. Because you don't have any because you be stabbing everybody in the back. Like, bruh.
For that you were basically complicit on because you were from
Literally.
And you waited till it was convenient to air it out. But before you go, he literally said they could be doing other things. I think that he understands the process, that they're doing extra work that they don't want to do. And that's why he's giving them that extra 5%.
Right.
Because you're right. If they were on salary, Nadja, they would be getting 0% of the thing. Because if they're getting the highlights, that means their income is now fluctuating based off of the work that they're putting out when it comes to this endeavor. So he clearly is on like he's pro pain, it seems.
No, for real. Like,
except for that's a lot.
Cash revenue. I take the highlights revenue, and everything else we split.
Right.
It's literally about.
I take the highlights revenue and everything. That's not 50-50. That's not a split. That's a 45-50. And then a 5 goes to the crew.
We are producing the show, and I'm taking a cut. I feel like that's totally beyond.
But can we not act like how somebody in the chat said this isn't a Rur and Murr situation? Because Rur and Murr, okay, but I'm talking about with the percentage. Trisha got a better deal than them.
Hell yeah.
She got a better deal, boy.
Basically, in
she got a way better deal
Joe
than
Budden's
them.
position, Joe Budden would have been Ethan. Ethan would have took 85%. The crew would have got 10%, and them would have got nothing. $50,000 a month a year. Paid them out of pocket.
No. And somebody did say, who said that? Dante. Thank you, Dante, for saying that. They said Trisha is like
and then Patreon would have got the rest of the Joe Budden money.
Trisha is like them people exposing racists with receipts they had for a long ass time. Right. Like you been had this shit. Like the same way you been had these receipts we about to look at now, like after this.
like a
Come on now.
Klansman that's exposing Klansmen, but she only has the pictures because her ass was behind the camera at the rally.
And you be like, bro, how did you get this picture?
I'm just being stupid again. Like, out of here, dog.
Unreasonable.
All the
Beyond
highlights.
reasonable.
5%.
Yeah.
5%. Do you realize how much 5% was of our last one? That should be enough. But also like highlights, and then you weren't the membership.
Bro, do you
had
realize how
44% because you were,
45%?
oh, I forgot to tell you about the members. Like,
I'm giving you
crazy.
50% of all the members, even though we work and do all the work. I don't know why you fight me on money. The deal you have is beyond reasonable.
okay.
No.
Yeah, you're the pusher and the gaslighter. Be like, oh my god, how could you say that about me? Meanwhile, this whole time being like,
I'm not
you're crazy,
saying
you're fat, you're this, you're this. Oh, we're just joking.
Now, this is something that I also told Daniel. I noticed patterns in people. Ethan has a pattern of gaslighting. I don't know why. That's like his like tool of choice. Now, I want to know you guys' opinion. Do you feel like he purposely does that to get content?
I feel like this time he did, but I feel like the second time he's been walking on eggshells because he's trying to get money.
Right.
Yes, she's the one that be talking, but he knows if she doesn't show up, they don't get paid. He's trying to produce the show, so I don't think he's going to do anything to intentionally that up. Her problem is you can't talk to her because if you try to talk to her, you're gaslighting.
Right.
Because if you try to ask her like, yo, why are you mad? You ain't got to be mad. You're gaslighting. But at the same time, if you be like, all right, then you're dismissive. How do you win? That
With
means
somebody like that.
Yeah, they're literally using their gayness as a shield.
Here, hold on, because I had another video
And
set
their
up
mental
for that.
health.
Not to jump ahead, but I had a video set up for that exact comment. Trisha likes to talk about how she be in therapy a lot. I don't know if y'all remember who her therapist is. Freaking Dr. Drew. A celebrity freaking therapist. And he actually went on the show back in December 17th of 2020, right after that first fight that is MASH in that video we just watched. And tell me why Dr. Drew told bruh, and again, y'all know I don't care for this man and I'm not caping for him. Dr. Drew told Ethan that he needs to walk on eggshells around her.
Wow.
And that you're going to be doing a lot of therapy here, okay? If you want Trisha on your show, like, listen, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but just listen.
What do I just walk away? I mean, what do I do?
You can.
Just be like,
walk away.
They say disengage.
Why didn't you?
The fact that you're maybe in the middle of a show and you have dual, sort of.
Yeah, we're on camera.
So you're trying to make a show and you want to not have to trigger her so much, but you have to get used to de-escalating things. And that's
I don't know how to de-escalate when she goes into.
Stop pushing. So then anything that was a jab, why don't you just be like, next topic? Is that, oh, so tell me why I'm a bad parent. Tell me why my mom should be watching my kids. Like, you just.
Okay, but bro, no. See, look, I don't got kids, but I would never comfort somebody and comfort their parenting, bro, because I know that's a soft spot. You can't just tell somebody you can't react that way when I come at you below the belt. Girl, bye. Are you kidding me? You go below the belt, I'm going to hell. I'm dragging you down with me. Like, what you mean? What?
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
How can you win?
You can't.
So basically, I gotta be on her time every time she's around, just because she got some stuff going on, bro. Imagine going into work every day, being back wild because you crazy is not out of. You can't say that.
Nothing. Yeah, you can't call her crazy. That's a
can't say-
no word.
you
That's
can't-
her
you
no
can't say
word.
She's being crazy. She's doing some crazy ass. Even though words have definitions.
No, they do. All right, now
What is
think
the
of it this way.
definition of crazy?
Okay, and while you're looking that up, look. Now, if the genders were
Second definition, you're being foolish.
Daniel,
Sorry.
if the roles were reversed and they were in a relationship, and a therapist told the woman, "Oh, you're just gonna have to get used to doing a lot of de-escalating over here," what? What happened to like compromise and communication and like, I don't know. I just feel like, and some of y'all are saying that's not her therapist no more, bruh. That's all she be talking to. He is all she be talking to that I see on here. Anytime she talks about a therapist, here go Dr. Drew. And Dr. Drew is a lot of YouTubers' therapists, and honestly, that ain't it. I'd be side-eyeing the hell out of it. I don't know. I feel like I feel like Dr. Drew just uses them because he knows that they have a consistent monthly check. That's it, in my opinion. But Ethan, Dr. Drew told you this was gonna
You don't
happen.
do that much on the
I'm
show.
bringing attention to it. I'm not upset. I would text you. I would tell you if I
always
was.
comes down to, you get this extra 5%, and so
Because you're saying,
not
why
fair.
should I get an input on the employees? That's what you said. And you
because
brought up to me
they
that.
don't just work on Frenemies, they're my employees.
Okay, but when I said that to you originally, you said, oh, we pay the employees. They could be working on other things. So why don't we have Frenemies employees?
Extra
From
cash.
somebody that owns like a small business or whatever and pays taxes accordingly and has an LLC, all that BS, whatever. Trisha, you do realize in order to actually hire employees for you, like you need to like fill out tax forms. Like it's a lot. Like these are literally, he is responsible. If they get hurt on set, he is responsible. But I'm trying to emphasize to y'all, I do not care for this man, but I just have to be a realist on both sides. And it's just like, I don't think she realizes how much of a burden is taken off of her for only 5%. I'm not trying to say that 5% isn't a massive amount of money, but be getting 45 of that massive money.
Without having to take on all the disadvantages.
Right,
Of said
editing,
business.
brainstorming ideas. You get texts like, hey, we're about to go to the laser tag, do a video. You ready? Like, what? You didn't even have to think about it. Nothing.
I've been working on that project
Right.
since yesterday sometimes, bro. But like you said, you'll never have to deal with that. And the fact that you're not even savvy to that, because I feel like she knows. She's not a peon. She knows.
She knows, right.
She just doesn't give a. That's the problem. She doesn't care. And she's not talking fast. Why isn't she talking fast? Lap dogs?
Nah, for real. All the people that wanted to say we was
They
coming. Why
swear
isn't
they
she
El
talking?
Drew guys.
That's why I said I feel like this is a real last moment real quick. But again, don't care for this dude. But
Nah,
look at his face.
He's capitalizing
Look
off
at
of
his
her
face.
bullshit.
Looking at her serious as hell. Like, bro, like, are you really doing this now? Like,
Again?
Like, really?
And I get input if we're spending 5% of the budget towards them.
I think that's not what it is.
That's what she said.
So then that's
By the way, she's going to say, because I just want to trigger y'all, she's going to say this had nothing to do with the staff later. But it's like, where is that 5% going? The staff. So who are you mad at?
Who was
But,
he
okay,
giving a piece of pizza
that's
to?
why you're telling someone how they feel, and you're telling me how I feel, and I'm telling you I don't feel frustrated or upset. So I don't know what else that could be. How am I gaslighting you by telling you I'm not feeling this way? How is that gaslighting you? I'm not feeling this way.
okay.
I wouldn't show up. I wouldn't come here. I would,
You listen. You can.
This whole episode, you constantly like, move on. We're not talking about that. This is stupid. Like, how come you get to dictate what's stupid and what's not, and what's worthy of a conversation and
If
what's
you
not?
want to talk about
And
something,
you-
bring a
but-
Right,
conversation.
you do that. Both of
I
y'all do
never
that.
pick the costumes. I never do the vlogs. I give so many ideas. I say dancing for the vlogs. I give all these ideas, and you don't. It's just
What's wrong with
people
that
work for you. I don't think it's a good segment.
The people want to hear from us.
Okay, do it. I'm
Okay.
telling you my opinion, and all the vlogs we've done, I've suggested other vlogs, and like that never does. I
Well, if
suggest
you don't
other
like it,
things.
then we shouldn't do it.
Okay.
Trisha, this is not David. This is not David Dobrik. Stop with the vlog obsession. And you low-key just shot yourself in the foot by saying you don't care what your fans think and you don't care about giving them advice. Like, that's pretty fucked up.
Especially given all the support that they've been giving you through all your blow-ups and all your meltdowns and coming on our videos, being your little
You want to give me
chihuahua.
25,000?
Damn,
Dead
bro.
ass.
What the hell? And then you didn't even catch at the end of it. She basically was saying she's not mad.
Yeah, I know.
Did somebody
Right,
that's
man.
not mad blow up and just start airing out? Did somebody that's not been mad do all
Bro,
this?
do y'all not
body
remember
language?
you talking about good luck going and trying to have this?
Were you
and
not
blah, blah,
mad
blah.
then?
Like, damn.
Was that not being what the second definition of crazy? Foolish? Is this not foolish to do this to somebody that's giving you half of the revenue for something where you don't put in half the work?
Nah, for real.
That's
y'all could
crazy.
Y'all could go and look at the rest of it. Hold on. Actually, I'm going to show her walking out. How about that? I'll show her walking out.
Because I mean,
That's the least I could do, right?
You can leave anytime, Trisha.
But then you're making this thing where we're not ending the show, and you get to sit here and be like, okay, well that just happened, and you're eating pizza, and then
I will
go
end
do
the
whatever.
show the minute you
All
walk
right,
out
so
the
let's
door.
just end it, please. Thank you guys for watching, and I don't want it to be a thing where you're just sitting here eating pizza and you become a meme.
So then I'll say, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't want to get an argument over
I really
like,
need
your
to
most...
leave.
Okay, all right, we're done. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
now you crying.
Wow.
My ass would have still sat there eating pizza like, pizza?
That's the point. She's just like, Brad, and I know I'm gonna leave here, and you're just gonna be like, well, that's what happened.
Man, that was a lot, bro. That was a whole lot of Lord.
So I'm not about to read this, but this was her little dissertation about why, I guess.
Oh boy.
She said, I see y'all think I'm making a big mistake or I'm being unreasonable. I hear you. I'm not here to combat that. I'm grateful for this opportunity, but it's just not good for me mentally. And it could be my own brain attacking me, but I just need to disengage. So the super heavy heart, I can't continue. I'm sorry. And I'm clearly terrible at explaining my emotions and thoughts right now. Again, I'm sorry, basically.
Oh boy. Now again with the therapy
right,
talk,
a PDF.
and then again with the, how you don't want to give your fans advice, but you want to come in here trying to plead your case to like same fans you don't, for real, bro. You don't want to talk to people. You don't want to interact. You think that's stupid. Why are you doing that?
So here are the texts that Trisha released herself, and I guess she didn't read them because she low-key incriminated herself. But in my opinion, I feel like she released these on purpose to get some more controversy going on, in my opinion. It's basically them talking about, would you be okay with 55-45? What about 60-40? JK. She says a Jew joke.
Didn't I tell you she was going to do this?
Yeah, and then Ethan just laughed it off. He didn't really care. And then she just talking about, let's end it for real. Like, it's better I'm not a part of it. I don't vibe with them. Talking about the set. I didn't ask them to be involved. They've all been nasty to me and downplaying. And then somebody else on the cast had called me an idiot before I even came on the show. This is what I was talking about, why I said it was fake initially. Because when I found out that dude, that neckbeard ass dude, was going to make a podcast with Trisha Paytas, I was like, bro, she is the epitome of the people you talk. Did you not release? And y'all are gonna know, all y'all little fans out there, you're gonna remember this. Do you remember when he released that video of Instagram versus reality? Who is still his thumbnail today? Who was the story that made Trisha cry on her freaking their bathroom floor? That video of him bullying her about how she looked a freaking mess. Like, so this is why I also want to bring it to her talking about not vibing with them, and y'all let me know how y'all feel. This is my opinion. I've noticed that Trisha does not get along well with other women.
At all.
She doesn't get along well with other women because it's like, I didn't know this until digging. Sam is the head of production on H3 or whatever. She's a woman. She came up with the advice segment. She gives the green lights and stuff.
So
she was Sam.
Who came up with the idea too?
Yeah, but she said she didn't know that. She said she assumed
just
Ethan
like
came
she
up
didn't
with
know
it.
that saying things are Jewy is not good.
Right.
When you're talking to somebody that's Jewish.
So the reason why I feel like she's intimidated by women is because there was the Sam incident, and then also every girl that was on the David vlogs she didn't get along with. Even Liza's unproblematic ass she didn't get along with. Then you got the constant disses towards Ethan's baby mama.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Like the constant disses towards her, like, oh, she won't let me talk about her. I'm gonna talk. I hate your family. And then her going to Dr. Oz being like, well, when I go below the belt, you just need to like disengage. No, you want to come from my family? I don't know you just because you my girlfriend's brother, my wife's brother. You like what?
If he
talk about
her, bro, because I already feel like she already has those receipts that I was telling you she was gonna get 6 months ago, 7 months ago. Dog, you better skate. You better skate because
you
she
know
already
she got
dropping
receipts.
messages. She already doing, and bro, you gave her all the money. You gave her all the money, and she's doing this.
Yeah.
Wow, bro.
Thrice Cream says the crew didn't come up with it. The fans actually were just asking them to do it. No, I get it. The fans were asking, but you know that there is like a vetting process when you have a big production that makes that much money like that. Y'all actually have to come to the round table and be like, okay, these are what we're thinking about. And the fact that all these people are like, you know what, this would be good to have the fans call in, maybe, you know, like that'd be great. Trisha just thought that was just beneath her. She said people only do that when they are washed up. They only do that when they're, and it's just like, girl, so people only speak with their fans when they're washed up. And the fact that her ass went on Twitter like, Ethan, I read the comments now. You've been on the internet for damn near 15 years talking about now you read the comments.
I feel like she's been reading the comments this whole time.
Girl, I read the comments now, so I get when you be doing this to me and that to me, and I didn't see it in the thing. And y'all, honestly, I don't think it's over.
It's definitely not over. It's definitely not over. Definitely.
It's not over. Because I was even telling Daniel, this just doesn't sit right with me because I'm pretty into like family when it comes to when I date. Why the in your video of you talking about Ethan doing you oh so wrong, are you like, my boyfriend is my rock, he's the only one that's here for me, blah blah blah? Girl, your boyfriend is Ethan's girl's brother. Like, how are you really trying to manufacture this beef right now? Like, y'all are all family, y'all are all making money. What do? Leave and then drive to his house up the street and cry? Like, and like, what does he do? Does he hit up his sister like, yeah bro, your hubby got my girl?
Bruh.
Like, what?
Literally, she made like 5 videos that I'm not about to watch right now of her just saying that everything that she said it wasn't about. Like, literally.
She's trying to deflect from talking about the crew.
Anybody that's gonna ignore half that she be saying about this stuff, they're not really gonna ever change their mind about these people.
They're not.
So, I mean, you can their face and tell them it's hell. They ain't gonna care.
No.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you think that you're gonna treat me like blame it on mental health, and I'm gonna keep fucking with you, and I'm gonna feel sorry for you, try it, dog.
Yeah, nah.
Try that.
And then it's like, I'm not the type of person to carry my mental health on my sleeve. And the kid just got re-diagnosed like recently. And you don't see me trying to use that as an excuse to act shit towards people. And please save it. If you about to comment in our comments talking about, oh, well, she's mentally ill, he has Tourette's, he got that. Bro, he is an adult. She is an adult. And quiet as it's kept, they're damn near 5, 6, 7 years older than me. So come on, bro. If I can handle my shit, you can handle yours. And you have money on top of money on top of money to have daily sessions. I could only afford once a month or so, but like, I don't want to, because there's a type of privilege of having a mental illness and being able to afford certain things. So I don't want to hit
stable ass off the
internet. Because when I'm not up to par, I will skip a day. I don't give a, because I'm not about to be looking crazy on nobody. No, I'm not. Because that word doesn't trigger me, but having crazy actions in front of people does make me feel like embarrassed and self-conscious. So I get it, but it's like, girl,
you can
what are you doing?
Insanity in a court of law. Your ass may not go to jail. Your ass still getting locked up. So I don't see why now all of a sudden you having, because if we're being real, most black people have undiagnosed, but because culturally don't do that.
Yes.
They don't. I mean, all right, bro.
That's something that I learned from my therapist. She said that, like, a lot of black people don't realize, or just minorities in general, don't realize that the stem of their mental illness comes from just American oppression in general. Like, being oppressed will cause you to be depressed.
She is
when you're too. Like, yeah, who's pregnant?
Ethan's wife's pregnant.
Oh, right? Yeah, she having triplets. That's what I'm saying. I would not want a bitch around me that was just mocking me and be like, yeah, why don't you just go on vacation and like wife? Yeah, that sounds like so much fun. Like,
the timing of that too, like, bro.
And then you're supposedly going to be my children's aunt, and we've seen how she act with Jason kids. Like, look, I'm not about to play with y'all. I'm done with this. I'm not about to play with y'all. I'm not about to play with y'all. Do I think that Frenemies is going to continue? Yes.